Right, I'm back at the garage. I've been gone from here for a few days and I've been tinkering around at home, as you can see in the previous video. So today I'm hoping to fit the carpets in. I've still got seam sealing to do underneath and under sill, but that's not going to affect the carpets going in because there's no more welding or heat coming up through the floor pan. But before I do that, there's a few bits and pieces I want to fit, and I'll just show you what I've got up to. One of the problems that I had was with this heater control unit. This was, excuse the noise, this was just spinning around like that where it got worn out from behind, so could have ordered a new one of these, but I decided on an easy fix was to tap a hole into there. Then I used a screw which I cut off the head and then just hacksawed in a slot into there. So now what will happen is that goes onto there, and as I screw in my newly made grub screw, it will go through the threaded hole that I've made and then lock this whole thing into place. So I've just got to fit that little unit into there, and then that's that part of the job completed. The other job will be just to fit the glove box store on, and for the first time now I'm seeing what I've done in comparison to what's existing, and you can see the two different shades. This actually looks a lot nicer than what that is. You can see the fact that this is real wood, and now I think it's almost highlighting the fact that this is probably not real wood, or I don't think it's real wood. But yeah, I'm going to fit that up anyway. It's going to be kind of a little blemish on the car, but I'll live with that. What I've done in here is masked up the dashboard, and there are areas where the metal dashboard was showing through and it wasn't looking too nice. So as I say, I've masked it up and given it a coat of satin black that'll bring it up and make it all look pretty new again. I've now cleared the whole interior of the car and hoovered the floors. Now next I want to open up the box of carpets to see what parts are actually supplied, because there's some things I'm not sure if they come with it. Like these plastic door stops, got a feeling they're not a part of it. These are in good condition anyway, they could just be cleaned up, but if there are new ones I'll change them. If not, I'll just give these a clean up and then start fitting the carpet. Packet of fitting clips. Drivers and passengers area. I imagine these are the rear footwell. Don't know what that is. There's a matching bit of that. Got the feeling it's to do with the transmission tunnel. Giant jigsaw. Little bits like that. These might be to do with the actual step that I was talking about earlier. A pair of those. Well, that's definitely the driver's side floor mat. Maybe it's like a overworks. I didn't know the set came with that. Here's what I paid extra for. Could have bought a set like this for 150 quid, but I paid 350 for the moulded transmission tunnel. Right, I've just spoken to MGB Hive where I bought carpets from, and they're really helpful down there. So apparently these, which I said had a feeling were the Sill carpets, are the Sill carpets. So these bits of rubber have got to come off. The other thing which is didn't anticipate for, they're meant to be glued in like that with spray glue. And I don't have any with me, but the idea being is that these get tightly sort of glued in there like that, and then the floor carpets will lay over the top of those. So I've got a choice. I'll either go and get some spray glue today, which I don't think there's anywhere nearby where I am, or I'm going to have to leave it for another day, which is a bit of a shame because I really wanted to do this today. Taken off all the sill covers and side panels there, and the side panels from around there as well. Still got this one to take off, but I'll take that off later. So to begin with, I want to spray glue along this sill here, and then lay the carpet on this piece of paper that I've got down here, spray glue that, and get the first sill fitted in. Right, we'll just give that a moment to go tacky, and then I can start fitting in the first bit. Exciting times. The trick is here is you only get one go at fitting this, because this glue is a contact adhesive, so you've got to try to be clever with the fitting.
Well, the one time this is very popular car is this sport car MGB.
Yeah.
1970s.
And we want to get it as tightly in as possible. That's it, with no bubbles, no gaps, no ugliness. I'm not sure the correct sequence this is all meant to go in. Thought I was going to do the footwells, but I'm thinking maybe I'm going to put this in next. Just seems to be like a logical way to go about it, and then other carpets go on top of the overlaps down here. So I'll get this all glued up, fit this in next. This one's quite tricky though. I think the next part of the job should be the wheel arches, because they need to be glued in, and then after that I don't think there's any gluing in to do. I think it all just drops in. So I'll have a go at those next. Alright, to fit the wheel arches I've got to remove this panel and it's riveted in, so I'm going to have to drill out the top rivets and re-rivet it afterwards.
I'm good. See you, gentlemen.
See you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, thank you.
Nice to meet you, bud.
See you later, mate.
Cheers. Right, so I've just put this bit in, and that's nicely moulded into position. These bits are working out to be quite tricky. Just try and get a nice moulded shape around the wheel arch. What I've done on that side is where I've got this big overlap, folding it under. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but it works for me. It gives a nicer finish. So I'm going to get a raw carpet edge.
The vehicle knows about the whole truck as well, and that's why I was a bit like,
The idea being then, is once this bottom piece goes on, it'll go on like that. It leaves all a nice sort of shape and finish. So the rolled edges there finish it off, along with the rolled edges from the underside of this as well. So there'll be no sort of frayed edges anywhere. So all I've got to do is put my battery cover on here, and then this one will just sit in place. Obviously I've got to put the back panel back on. So that's the back part done for now. So the next stage I'm going to go for, which as I said is no particular sequence, I think I'll go for the transmission tunnel. So I've opted for the more expensive carpet set, which comes with a moulded transmission tunnel carpet. The only thing it doesn't have is any form of marking as to where you're meant to cut for the gear shift here. So there's no hole on the carpet to put that through, so I've got to work that out myself, and don't really know how I'm going to work it out, but I'm just going to try to suss it, knowing that I've got the centre console going along there anyway, so any cuts I make are going to be hidden anyway. Right, my battery must have died on the camera, so I don't know, I haven't checked to see up to what part I've filmed now, but I've made a hole in the transmission tunnel carpet and slotted it through roughly where I think it should go. You haven't got much of a fear because you've got the centre console going across here anyway, so it's not like you're going to make unsightly holes. Now I will need to enlarge this hole for the gear shift, because at the moment the carpet is stopping it from changing gear, which is not good, so I'll enlarge that hole. Probably not with this knife, I'll have to get hold of another knife and do that so the gear can be able to change. Turns out I haven't got another knife, so I've been chipping away with this one. The blade keeps popping back inwards, it's a nightmare, but I'm just persevering with it. What I'm aiming for is to cut the hole as small as possible, and the carpet doesn't get in the way of any of the gears. I've only got a little bit left to do here. If I could do this without cutting my fingers, it'd be a miracle. So there's neutral. Reverse, first, third, fourth. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. On the sides of the transmission tunnel carpet, it's pushing out slightly, and I don't really like that, so I may well put some little black screws just to hold it into place, going down there like that, and that'll just hold the carpet in nicer. Then this is the front one, I believe, for this side. That'll go in there somewhere like that. Obviously I've still got the panel carpet to put up there, and this one here still needs to be fitted in. The original stuff was fitted in with black screws and little cup washers, so that's how I'll fit them back on again. But I want to get new ones of those, so I may hold off and putting those in permanently for now. This will go in there like that, and then the back part of the carpet will just fall into place like that as well. So that's more or less the carpet fitting of the MG, or how it's going to go. As I say, I want to get new screws and cup washers to hold all these little bits and pieces in. There's a bit there, and there's the where your foot goes down there as well. As I say, also I want to, may not eventually need them, it might just fall back into place, but I was thinking of putting a couple of little black screws just to hold these, the side of the transmission tunnel in as well, but it may be that it doesn't need it. But you just get the general idea of how it's going to look. I just need to finish off that side, and I won't be doing all those little black screws today, as I said, because I haven't got them. I've got a few that have taken off I could clean up and reuse, but I would ideally prefer to have a new set of black screws and washer cups. Anyway, I just wanted to show you what I've done with the repairs, and as you can see there, that's the bit that I changed all along there, along with the jacking point as well, and I've given it a coat of seam sealer and then under seal on top. You can see that looks quite nice now. The other thing I've done is change this cross member, because as you would have seen previously, the old one was rusted completely, and so I managed to get hold of a second-hand one, and I've also changed the rubber bushes or the gearbox mountings as well. So now that's done, that'll last for a long time too. So quite happy with the underneath of the car generally. As you can see, I've been spraying a bit more under seal while I've got it in my hand. You can see the battery trays as well now looking a lot nicer than they were. I've used angle iron, shaped it and made the battery boxes a lot stronger than they were originally. I'm using a higher profile angle iron than what there was on there originally. So again, another good job. So as I said, the underneath of the car is now pretty much finished, other than the exhaust bracket which broke, and I've just strapped it up with a cable tie. That just came apart while I was trying to undo it. So other than me coming back underneath here to do that, I'm all done. It's just finishing off on the top side now.